I almost did mushrooms while I was in Bali, but I didn't because I found out the punishment for drugs was death by firing squad. Figure that might not be the best thing I see while I'm hallucinating. Not to mention, like, I love mushrooms. They're my favorite drug in the entire world, but I think I need a little time off after the last time I did them. Because I made the mistake of double dipping. I did 2 trips in one day. Real amateur move. Little day trip and a night trip, which in and of itself sounds like a delightful evening. Not so much when you put it into practice. The day trip was amazing. I was with 2 of my best friends. They're long-term girls. We had this amazing day where we connected as friends deeper. The nature was unbelievable. Every color was vibrant. We loved each other. And then my friend took out a crossbow. I was like, oh, you've never seen an anti-drug commercial once in your entire life. Because this typically ends with one of us wearing that in the middle of our foreheads. Just be like, it was supposed to be a day of fun. He took out the crossbow almost right away. Like, right after we ate it, he took it off, so it didn't technically hit it until it got to me. Like, he took it out, he shot it, my friend shot it, the 2 women shot it, and then it got to me, and that's when I started to feel a little fuzzy. So he handed it to me completely loaded, cocked, and I grabbed it, and I turned, and I went... No aiming, no pointing, no nothing. It flew through his backyard, through a neighbor's backyard, and landed on an empty child's swing. I'm totally kidding, I'm kidding. It hit a kid right in the chest. But that was the fun part of the trip. That was an amazing time during the day, and then once it turned to night, that's when things got dark, both metaphorically and physically. Because, again, we were about to take our second serving, and my friend Tim goes, all right, by the way, my frat brother Ken's coming. He's a wild card. I'm like, oh, awesome, that's exactly what you want to hear when you're about to open your soul to the universe. You want to hear, hey, dude, somebody's coming that you've never met before, and he's capable of anything. Well, all right, bring him in. I suppose. This kid, true to form, walks in the door, takes a look at the 2 girlfriends, goes, didn't know there was gonna be whores here. I was gonna take you assholes to the strip club. Which, yeah, insult to the women aside, he wanted to go to the strip club on mushrooms. I can't think of a less erotic thing in the entire world. That wouldn't be hot. That would just be us sitting there like, these are somebody's daughters. Electra, climb down off of there. Sit down next to me. We gotta talk. Figure out where your life veered off. So we get past that, right? We start parceling out all the mushrooms. This kid, again, goes, I want to scare myself to death. Grabs 6 grams, sticks them in his face. Yeah, which for those of you who aren't sitting right in front of me, 6 grams is basically the amount you want to take if you want to look God directly in the eyes. It is an intense amount. So we all take a normal amount. This kid takes a heroic dose. Which, by the way, this is also my favorite part of mushrooms. Like, my favorite part isn't even the trip. I love the trip, that's super fun, but my favorite part is the moment of panic that happens right after you initially eat them. Do you know what I mean? Where you eat them and you're like, yep, this is gonna happen now whether I want it to or not. All right. Yeah. It's like strapping yourself into a roller coaster and you feel that first click up the hill. And you're like, oh, I couldn't get out of this even if I wanted to now. This is absolutely happening. So this kid eats 6 grams, right? And this was his reaction. For 4 hours, he just screamed at the top of his lungs. I can't stress this enough because I feel like you guys are normal people, so you probably think that means he screamed, then like took a break, and then re-screamed. Nay. Not on this night. For 4 straight hours, this kid was just... He took his shirt off, he started like ape-hitting himself. He was saying super profound things like, you couldn't if you can't, so you won't. It got to the point where he was flailing so violently that we had to stick him inside, and my buddy's entire front of his house is made of glass. So we're basically watching a zoo exhibit of a crazy person. Melting down, yelling, hitting, going, you are what you eat unless it's your feet. Like, for 4 hours! Finally, after 4 hours, he like kind of gathered himself. Walked towards the door, figured out how the knob worked. Opened up the door, came outside, looked at me, goes, sat in a chair next to me, lit up a cigarette, and goes, I think the mushrooms just kicked in. I'm like, I don't think so, buddy. I think there might be a gap, approximately 4 hours, missing from your memory where you were literally rocketing through the galaxy. But hey, good to have you back. Good to see you again.